When you think of Vikings, you probably imagine long ships and raiders coming from the north, right? But what if I told you that modern Vikings captured an even bigger treasure without a single sword? And they didn't need a sword or a sail for it. They found black gold oil right in their own waters. But instead of plundering, they built a money machine so powerful that it now manages wealth far beyond anything the Vikings could have ever dreamed of. Welcome to History and Economics, where money, power, and history come together. And believe me, nothing is as simple as it seems. This story shows how Norway turned oil into the world's largest sovereign wealth fund and what it teaches us about money and power. To start, we need to look at Norway before oil. In the early 20th century, Norway was not rich. It was a small country, making its living from fishing, shipping, and small-scale industry. For centuries, Norwegians survived through hard work and by sending their sons to sea. Even after gaining independence from Sweden in 1905, they remained one of the poorer countries in Western Europe. No one in 1950 would have predicted that this country would one day become one of the wealthiest societies on Earth. Then came the modern Viking raid, but not on foreign lands beneath the sea. In the 1960s, seismic surveys revealed massive oil reserves under the North Sea. In 1969, one of the world's largest oil fields, Ekofisk, was discovered. For a country with a population of just 4 million, this was incredible. It was as if the gods had opened a treasure chest beneath the waves. But history was warning us. Most countries that strike oil get cursed. Economists call it the resource curse. Easy money can destroy a nation. Oil wealth fuels corruption, inflates currencies, and hollow outs industries. Venezuela, Nigeria, even Saudi Arabia are examples of this. Norway didn't fall into this trap. Instead of spending recklessly, they set rules. In the 1970s, the state created Statoil to keep control over its oil. High taxes were placed on oil profits, so the wealth returned to the public. Most importantly, politicians debated how to prevent oil from overheating the economy. There's a concept called Dutch disease, which describes the economic disaster the Netherlands faced after their gas boom. Norway was determined to avoid it, and they made a decision that was almost revolutionary. This treasure didn't belong to today's politicians. It belonged to the nation and to generations not yet born. This self-restraint reflected the long-term Viking mindset. Vikings once built ships strong enough to cross oceans. Their descendants built institutions strong enough to outlast empires. In 1990, Norway created the Government Petroleum Fund, later renamed the Government Pension Fund Global. The rules were simple. All oil revenues went into the fund, and the government could only spend 4% of it. The rest was invested globally in stocks, bonds, and real estate. This wasn't a rainy day fund. It was a longship designed to withstand storms. At first, the numbers were modest. Oil money came slowly and returns took years to appear, but patience paid off. By the 2000s, the fund had grown into the hundreds of billions. Today, it exceeds $1.5 trillion and is the largest sovereign wealth fund in the world. It owns about 1.5% of all publicly listed stocks worldwide and has investments in New York, London, and Paris. That amounts to almost $250,000 per Norwegian. But the real secret wasn't oil, it was discipline and restraint. When oil prices surged, Norway didn't splurge. While other countries spent on palaces, subsidies, or vanity projects, Norway stuck to the 4% rule. It was like saying to politicians, "You can't touch the gold under your feet." And the rules worked. They lasted. The result? Extraordinary stability. Inflation stayed low, the currency didn't overheat, and the wealth of future generations wasn't spent today. Norway's fund is one of the most transparent in the world. Every citizen can see where the money is invested, and ethical rules prevent investing in companies that violate human rights or destroy the environment. Looking abroad, the contrast is clear. Venezuela spent recklessly and collapsed. Nigeria's oil wealth vanished into corruption. Saudi Arabia built flashy projects but struggled to diversify its economy. Norway turned oil into an investment machine that continues to earn even as oil runs out. Today, Norway's wealth is no longer in oil. It's in stocks, bonds, and assets that earn quietly. Longships became portfolios, raids became dividends. The lesson is simple but crucial. Wealth is not what you find, it's what you keep. Oil could have cursed Norway, but discipline turned it into a blessing. Modern Vikings became rich, not through conquest, but through restraint, saving, and long-term thinking. Norway's story shows us this. What you spend and what you save today determines how free you'll be tomorrow. If this gave you a new perspective, hit subscribe. History has the answers. I'll show you where to look.